Boom, boom. This is Kevin Rudy. Welcome back to the channel. Alright, got a bit of slowly reloaded today. A lot to cover. So let's just jump right into it. Awakening. We're going to awaken Hugh. But before we do that, just to let you know, I did get up to level 113. As I mentioned in the last video, I was real close. That opened up 2 stages. So I should be able to take some of my characters up into the range. So I've got Hugh at gold 2. I'll be able to take her up to gold 3. Possibly maybe even into gold 4. I don't know how much, but they did give us 2 stages. Okay, it did open up 2 story stages when I got to that. Instead of normally it's just been 1, but it did open up 2 story stages, which of course we blew right through because I think the requirement's only like 85 or 90 million. I mean, I get 3 stars easy. I don't even do them. It just skips right through them. All of them, even the elites, and it just skips right through them. I haven't had to do anything. I haven't fought in a stage in ages. Yeah, so it just blasts right through them very easy. So I'll be able to bring her up. But first, let's do the awakening. Now, the awakening of the weapon requires items. I went ahead and bought 3. I'm pretty sure it takes 6. The first awakening, it takes 1. The second awakening, none. But then the third awakening takes 2 copies of the weapon. And then the fourth is none. And then I believe the fifth, it takes 3 copies. But I wasn't sure of that, so I just purchased 3 to begin with. So let's go ahead and focus on the weapon first, since that's going to give us our big bang for the buck. As you can see, we're going to get 113,400 attack increase just by awakening it once. So let's go ahead and do the awakening. Okay. Deals 35% more damage, and every 30% toggle additional Foxfire will be released. So that's a pretty good buff. Okay. So the second one, as I said, it doesn't take any. Okay. Third, it takes 2. Okay. Fourth, it doesn't take any. And then the fifth one, I believe it takes 3. Yes, it does take 3. I think I have enough to get 3. Let me see here. Yes, I have more than enough to get that. So let's go ahead and get that. And then we'll do the final awakening. So that's final maxed out awakening. And as you can see, that's a huge BP jump. So that's definitely something you want to look at. Weapons. The rest of these, none of these take anything. You won't have item requirements until you get to the rings. I've already got some of the awakened materials for the rings. And it looks like I'm not going to have enough to actually do all these. I'm going to have to pull the actual. I'll pull a little bit of. Pull a little bit of funds from. Okay, so that's 2. That's all maxed out as well. Got to pull quite a few actually. No, I might actually have just enough. Nope, just a little bit short. I'm going to need about 47 of them actually to finish that. You can pull these from other characters. Let me see if I have any easy to pull from. So let's start all the way back here to the beginning. Okay, go into these and we'll awakening. So nothing is awakened. Nothing on him, nothing on him. Nothing on any of these, I don't believe. Okay, we've got Tang San. To claim this back, you just hit reset. Pulls these off. You can cash these in. You can actually cash these in for synthesize for tickets and points. So I have 47 now. I believe I need 68 is what the final needs to be. So I don't think I want to touch her weapon at the moment. Let me see if I got anything that's not weapon related for anybody. I don't want to touch Rin because I am going to be fully awakening the second. Here we go. I got some over here. So let's reset this. Reset this. And I have the requirement. So let's go back to you. This last one here. Awaken. So she's now fully awakened. Okay. Now let's take a look at the rings. Now awakening on the rings requires items as well too. So this requires synthesize. You have to synthesize these from S's. So let's just do one on the ring. It only takes 1 DT silver. That's nice. Okay, so the second one takes another one. So the third one's going to take. The third one will take 2 of these. So it's going to take quite a bit of these to max this out. You make these by simply going into the store, going up here to synthesize, and you just takes 4 of the S's. Okay, this is what you'll get for all of them. Okay, it takes 2 to make an SS, 3 to make an SS plus, and 4 of them to make and a triple S. So that's basically what it does. Okay. I have some in the bag right here. Okay, so this is them. So you just want to do attack, and you got to have 4 to make it, but you just have 3 for the necklace. And I've got some more right here. And I've got, yeah, just those. That's all I've got so far. So it's, oh, there's one right here. So I've got not quite enough to make some of the, to make any more of them, but I think I could take about maybe 1 more level. But I don't think I'm going to need 8, and I don't think I quite have 8 as of yet. But I'll keep working on them. So anytime you'll see the S, so just look for the S awakening, and that's what it's for. So I'm going to need to focus a little bit more on that. So she is awake and fully awakened, and as you can see, that's done a massive jump in enough to take me up inside the Soul Force. I'm already at Peak Dulu. I'll be at God Sacred next. Okay. So basically, at this point, the previous one right here on the previous one, I had to get to platinum inside of the actual Grandmaster match. So you will need to be able to get to platinum tier 2 to pass that soul. And you have to do it once it's activated. Because I've been all the way up to platinum tier 1. I think I've actually been into diamond before, but it didn't register it. So once that requirement comes up, you just need to go make sure you get into platinum tier 2 before you'll be able to clear it. Okay, so keep that in mind, but you shouldn't have any trouble. If you're to that point, you should not have any trouble at all getting the platinum tier. Okay, you're just going to need to purchase, you might need to purchase some challenges. I mean, I think you get something like, I can't remember how many you get a day. I think it's like, I don't want to say 8, but I think it's like 6 a day. Okay, so it's easy, and then you just need to purchase some with diamonds. But just make sure that the event runs for, in this case, it's got 1 more day left. I think it runs for like 3 or 4 days. Okay, so that's plenty of time to get there. Just do it and purchase enough of the actual chances to actually get there. And you should be able to do it. You probably have to purchase some chances unless you can 268 every one of them, which is the max amount of points you can get at each one. But sometimes, in my case, I might hit a 30 or something, 30 billion on my 268, and I'm only at 25, so the chances of me beating that are slim. Okay. Now, now that I've got Q, I do not lose at anybody at 25, and I do not lose it. I haven't lost anybody at 26 or 27 either. I've been able to beat them. Did lose to a 28 actually. So Hugh's definitely upped my damage potential quite a bit in pretty much all facets of the game. I've nearly doubled my sect a bonus. I'm getting much higher inside of the Treant. Okay. So it just kind of things that when I do it in the morning, it's always this morning I hit number 2 on the element, and I was at number 4 on the actual normal one. Of course, I'm at now 23, of course, now, and 16 because there's a lot of people on this server that are much more powerful than I am. I mean, God is like, I don't even want to say I have a Wild Buka. Bizzleboo, he's actually in our guild, I believe. And you see these guys they're at level 120. I'm only at level 113, so they're already past where I'm at. And as you can see, they're doing a lot more damage than I am. Not no slouch though. 36,466 trillion. So that's a pretty good amount of damage. But Beelzebub's in our he's in our sect. Okay. So, and these guys are all God Sacred, which is what I'll be next. So I'm getting there. It's taking some time, but we're getting there. It just takes a little while to do it. I haven't made a decision yet. I've been comparing Roaming Oscar with Ling. And Roaming Oscar has an interesting skill set. Okay, but something about the skill set, and I'm just wondering if Ling might be a little bit more worthwhile than Oscar at this particular point, so I'm not sure. But if you take a look at his skills, okay, so reverse time roaming. Okay, so this is the first skill that he's got. It said all allies recover equivalent to 4,500 of Oscar's attack and gain 6-second mark. Okay. Mark, when a Soul Master's HP drops below 70%, they will consume the mark and enter a 5-second time rewind state. Okay, so it enters a time rewind state. 5% of Oscar's maximum hit point will be offset, and each damage instance will not exceed 50% of the Soul Master's maximum hit point. When the rewind period, 70% of the damage taken during the period will be recovered as HP. Okay. So basically, he's going to give you a lot of damage reduction and some hit points. Okay. The problem is there's no damage in this, and it's based on Oscar's attack. Oscar's not an attacker. Okay, Oscar's a healer. So I'm not really happy about that particular option right there. And then all allies recover HP equivalent to 800 times of Oscar's attack and gain 10 energy per second. So no damage whatsoever there either. All allies recover HP equivalent to 3,500, and attack speed is enhanced by 20%, and this lasts for 8 seconds. So we've got we've got a healing, some HP, okay, and we've got an attack speed, okay, increase of 20%. Allies recover hit points of Oscar and enter 8 seconds of sausage protection, which increases your crit resistance rate by 15%. Again, no damage. Okay. Then we've got a passive, which is, of course, increases your attack. And then this hard diamond sausage. 20% of damage taken by Oscar will be split among the enemy team. After earning Ascension, the effective heart will be transmitted the teammate with the lowest hit points. This is the skill that's actually making me exceedingly nervous about this, okay? He's going to take the damage he receives, and they're going to split it among the team, which means you're going to see hit point loss on your other team members. I hate that. I can't stand skills where they take the damage and then mitigate it to the other people. While it's not that big of an issue inside of PvP, it can hurt you in several phases. One of the places that can seriously hurt you is in the actual pagoda. Okay, when you're fighting against, because those things are coming from all angles. Okay, they can one-shot a healer. Okay, they actually one-shot Tang San. When you have one of those, it's one of those tortoises come out, and it's got a box, and it's like beeline straight. It's like a beeline straight for that character that the box. If you don't kill it before it gets to that character, a lot of times it kills the character within a few seconds. I've seen it happen multiple times. What scares me is it's going to hit Oscar. Oscar's going to get annihilated, but in an attempt to save Oscar, they're going to mitigate all that damage to my other team members, and we're going to lose the whole thing. So, not exactly happy about that. In certain situations, that could be a detrimental skill. Okay, now he's giving you a lot of healing. Understand? So you should be able to make it up. But still, that tortoise kills you instantly. I'm serious. I've seen it hit Tang San when it's had him as the mark, and he's just dead. Okay, it just killed him instantly. I've seen it. I've even seen it kill Evil Eye. It's a triple S. So I've seen it. It can take you out. Okay, if it takes out all, it's gonna. So he's gonna take enough damage to kill instantly, and then all 20% of it's going to be taken and given to the other teams. It's not going to be enough to kill them, of course, but they've just taken 20% of their hit point, 20% of the damage, whatever it was. They're gone. So they've lost some hit points. Oscar's dead, so he can't heal. So, you know, it just doesn't bode well. And in PvP, it would be a nightmare. Because PvP, the backline gets attacked first. So, not too happy about that. This right here is a passive. It permanently increases attack speed. And then we've got damage resist, of course. And then we've got, all these are passive, but these are passives affect the character. So that skill's been given me cost. But as you can see, not getting much from Oscar in terms of attack. And they're basing his healing on that attack. So we're going to have to supplement, of course, everything. I mean, he's a triple S, so he's probably going to do okay damage. But he doesn't have a damage skill. So you're going to be ramping up his base attack, but in an effort to do that for his healing. So he's going to heal a ton. There's no doubt about it. You put him in your team, the chances of you dying are slim and none in any of the PvE, and pretty much most of the other, game modes as well. I mean, yeah, I don't like the sausage. What's it called? Hard diamond sausage. I don't like it. I don't like any type of skill like that where I can't control the damage flowing to my team. But at the same time, it's only 20%. Okay, so it's not like it's a lot, and it's going to be split among 3 other people. So it's really you're looking at about maybe 7 to 8% of the damage is what they're going to take. So that's that's not really going to affect them that much. Okay. But still, it's not something I would like to have. I mean, it could be, it's not going to help in PvP, I can tell you that much. Okay? So, yeah, that definitely does not put him. Interesting as to why he was actually entered as the last character. I'm not really sure. Granted, he's definitely the most powerful healer in the game right now. He's focused completely on healing. And buffing attack speed is the only buff that he's got that's positive. The time rewind thing is interesting. My assumption is that it's a time rewind. So if you obtain a buff or a debuff, you could theoretically erase that debuff because he's going to send you back in time. So if you're sent back in time to before you had it, then you'll conceivably get rid of that particular buff. Of course, it only rewinds for a certain time back. So if you had a buff for more than a certain amount of seconds, it's not going to help. But either way, it's an interesting skill. A little bit unsure of how it's going to function within the gameplay. We'll have to determine. And then we've got Ling Ling. Now Ling Ling is interesting, needless to say. She's got the Mirage, restores 400 of attack to all allies. Okay. But we got to take a look and see what she's doing here. So it says restores hit points to force attack. All summons gain Begonia protection. Now Begonia's protection gain a shield, increases attack speed and damage dealt. See, that's the key. Increases attack speed and damage dealt by 10%. 20% increase for each surviving Soulmaster, lasts for 10 seconds. That's a buttload more damage than you're going to get. That one skill right there completely makes her dealing much more damage than Oscar. Okay. But as I've said, healing is not my problem. I have no problem with healing. I don't need healing. I'm not using a healer in my team right now, and I've never died. The sect boss, the tyrant, and things like that. Yeah, you die in those. That's just natural. But I've always gotten a bunch of this would keep me alive a little bit longer. Have an attacker. Maybe I could actually deal more damage with an attacker in those modes. It's not going to help me in the sect boss because I timed that out. The regular elemental, I timed that out as well. So there's the tyrant and the elemental. The elemental tree that would be a little bit sometimes die before it ends. Okay, sometimes I end up wiping it. It's just the way it is. But let's take a look at that. That's just one. Okay. It lasts for 10 seconds. Okay. And then Begonia's Sorrow. So the 400 attack, they get to increase the speed, damage dealt by 10%, 20 for surviving Soulmasters. Deals 20% less damage every 2 seconds. Take magic damage equivalent to 100% of attack and loses 20 as you last for 10 seconds. Okay, so that's a pretty good skill. Then we've got Falling Flowers. Increases the hit point of the entire team by 50%. Reduces damage taken by 25%. Lasts for 6 seconds. But here's the key: leveling the skull will permanently increase attack speed level. So it actually gives you a secondary increase on the attack speed level. Then you get the Bubble. Restores the 600 attack and adds a shield. Lasts for 6 seconds. Dawn Dream. Equivalent restore HP equivalent for attack to the 2 allies with the lowest hit point and increases the healing effect. This is what intrigues me about the healing. This is a targeted healing. I've always liked to have targeted healing. Anytime you have a character that can heal a specific character, especially, the other healings, it just heals everybody. But what it's doing here, okay, it increases the healing effect on the 2 lowest allies by 25%. So they're going to get extra healing, which is what they actually need. And then we've got the attack and the attack water upon receive gain healing mental equivalent of 200 max, and crit resistance increases by 15 per 8 seconds. This is just a survival skill helping her. But again, it's usable. It's usable. And then all these are the standard ones. So she's offering a little bit more in terms of attack. Okay, so yeah, granted she's not going to heal as much as Oscar, but the thing is, I don't need healing. Okay, I don't need healing to actually survive because I'm surviving enough. I don't think her healing is going to be beneficial in all aspects of the game. So what I want is I want a character that will heal me, but I want a character that will give me a lot of buffs for my other stuff. She actually gives more of a buff than does Oscar. And she does healing. And she does a shield. So as you can see, I think she's actually, when I spoke on my last video, I hadn't had time. As I said, I've just gotten back from my trip for the weekend, so I hadn't had time to analyze what was actually going on with the skill sets. uh, I did, I didn't have a chance to look at Oscar. I just briefly breezed through, and I know that there had been a lot of increase on attack, but I didn't see anything that was going to, you know, be affordable. That, so I was looking for other things, and I only found that one thing where it increases for 20 seconds. I mean, that's not a lot. This gives me attack speed. This gives me quite a bit. Okay. Uh, so it's the Mirage. And what I like about this Mirage is this increases when you get diffusion. So gain a shield, increases attack speed and damage dealt by 10%. 20% increase for each surviving soul. So if I'm all alive, it's going to give me a 20% increase. That leads me to believe that if my other three are all alive, that I'll get 60%. Because it says a 20% increase for each. So theoretically, I could get a 70% attack speed and damage dealt by 10%. So I could get at that technically 80%, and it increases attack speed as well as that. That seems overly powerful. It's like super powerful, and would be right up the alley with my team, because that's what I've been focusing on. Even my tank does a lot of damage as well too, or Ming. So I'm really leaning towards. I'm probably just going to go. I already started working on her briefly, and then I stopped and decided, because I heard that they were coming out with Hugh, and he's my favorite character. All right. Yes, I like Tanks and he's cool, and I like Boo, but I've always just had a place in my heart for Hugh, because when she was in S, she was a total beast. She would just Gatling gun him down. So it was really nice. She's super powerful. Give you an example. Soul Beast Pagoda. In the Soul Pagoda, this is the Soul Ascension platform. I'm at 17.3. I could not get to 17. I was right at 16.9 with my team. I just put her in. It's ridiculous. I haven't used the actual, or I've been using it on my tablet. So let me set this up real quick here. Yep, that's proper. So we got to find Zoo and take out Zoo, and in Zoo's place we put him. Okay. So basically, I beat the one this morning. I had like 30 seconds left. Yeah, that fast. I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat this one, but let's just see. I'm not sure how this is going to run on the actual. Oh, this is a spider. The others were the actual dinosaur. So as you can see right there, he's got that above his head. He's focusing on him, but see, it's really not that big of a deal because he's surviving through it anyway. But yeah, so she's made a ton of difference in the damage output. Okay. Okay. That's it. See? 46 seconds left. I couldn't even get this far. I couldn't get past 16.9 when I had Clear Sky in there. Now I'm doing it, and I'm not even, it's not taking me like 15 seconds to do this. I'll be able to get all the way into possibly 19. Okay? That's just how fast that she is. Yeah, I couldn't get past 16.9. I wasn't dying. I just wasn't able to kill them fast enough, was what it amounted to. I was never to the point where I was, in danger of dying. I always had health. It's just I wasn't dealing enough damage to kill them before the time would run out. And that was because Clear Sky and Tang San, they were doing damage, but it was really just wasn't enough damage to beat the actual clock. So now Q's changed all that by leaps and bounds. As you can see how fast we're taking down the Dragon King. You'll see huge swaths of it be taken away when she casts her Sorrow. But yeah, so she's a lot more powerful. We're a lot more powerful with her. We're doing a lot more damage. See, there. See, he's dead. See, once she casts her spell, it just annihilates the opposing team. And then it's just a matter of killing the stragglers. And there you go. 34 seconds still left. Had plenty of time. So yeah, I'll be running this for the next couple of days. Just get up to high as I can. I'll probably be able to get maybe 19 before I start, having to buff up. But we're probably going to go with Ling Ling. All right. In your comments, guys, hit me up. Who do you think I should go for? Remember, I don't really need that much healing. I'm more focusing on something that gives me buffs to my attack or attack speed, as those are the two most important characteristics, of course, of your team from an attacker standpoint. So hit me up and say, what would you do? But I'm leaning towards Ling Ling. I've already started working on her briefly a little bit. Not recently, I did it a while ago before I found out Hugh was coming up. As I was thinking about putting her in because I like the fact that she buffed all me, give me a pretty good buff. So that's what we're looking at. But yeah, that's what I'll probably be going. So that's it for the Awakening video. So we're going to be doing some stuff in terms of, the next character, Ling Ling. We'll be doing that. The build is pretty much done for Hugh in terms of everything I can do. I put an triple S on her. Triple S. Okay. Soul Bones are looking excellent. I'm going to start working those up. Okay. Max this out in terms of absorption stars. So 5 stars is as high as you can go. There's still other ways you can do for absorption. Okay. Enhancements, of course, we could take those up. I came up 2 levels so I can enhance all of my armor. I haven't had a chance to do that as of yet. So what we're going to do right now is we'll probably go ahead and replace Tang Xian with Ling Ling. Tang Xian doesn't do a lot of damage. Okay, he's 3rd behind you, Liena. Well, he's actually 4th now. He's behind all of them. Even Erming usually does more damage than him, even though Erming's a tank. But I need a ranged character to replace him. So the only option that I really have would be Oscar or Ling Ling to keep it ranged. And I want to keep it ranged like two melee, 2 ranged. I don't like have all of my characters in melee range in case something goes bad. So I like to be able to split up the opposing team, having to focus on the back and the front. So that's what I'm probably going to do. I'm expecting I will get an increase, okay, in survivability, which will result in an increase in damage. On the 2 particular I'm looking for is the Tyrant, and looking for the Elemental inside of the actual Treant. Not this one, I survived this one, but I'm looking for a little bit longer lasting in this. Okay. I survive most of the time, so it's generally not an issue. But a buff on my attack and attack speed would hopefully increase the damage that I could chop. Maybe allow me to get a little bit higher. Plus, it's a triple S, so gotta have much higher base stats. As for Hugh, we've pretty much seen everything. I have maxed out her cultivation. I have put a triple S herb set on her. That's right. If you watched my previous videos, 3 or 4 videos ago, they had inside of the forge, they had a triple S chest. You could get 240 is what you need. You need 80, and there are 3 of them. So that's 240. I was able to get the 240, and I created a set. Gives me a pretty good buff. Permanently increases PvP damage, increased damage reduction by 6%, and increases dual defense by 6, and increases attack speed by 600 points, and ravage by 600 points. Okay, so big buff in PvP, if that's something that you're looking for. Okay, so it's nice. It gets pretty good. It's a pretty good set. Okay. We're going to go ahead and level them up and see. I'm hoping that maybe getting a little bit higher inside of PvP would be nice. Okay, so hopefully we can do it. We'll have to see. But it does give you a bunch of attack speed and ravage. So anything to help a little bit would be nice. We'll have to see. But yeah, I'm going to bring him up, inspire him and everything. I'll do that a little bit later. We can do that in another video. So why don't we just make the next video? We'll go ahead and do the immortal herbs. But you've seen what it is for the awakening. Okay, so keep that in mind. And what it takes for the actual rings and for the actual, you got to purchase the actual weapon, and you need 6 of them. Okay, so keep that in mind in terms of awakening. You will have to awaken 4 characters to get through the Soul Forge. You will have to, I'm not sure exactly where it's at. It's way back here somewhere, down here in Peak Dulu 5 or 4. You'll need to have, they'll start first. You'll have to have 1 awakened, fully awakened. That does not include the rings, it only includes the armor. You'll need 2, then you'll need 3, then you'll need 4. So keep that in mind with your Deep Sea Silver, because you don't get a lot of it. But you'll need to have 4 fully awakened characters to pass through the Peak Dulu. I'm not sure where it's at. I think it's 2 or something like that, 1 or 2. So just keep that in mind that you're going to need to have it. Okay, so don't spread it out amongst all your characters. Focus on 4 and make sure you've got the 4 that you want, because you're going to need it to pass through that. It's 2 requirements. You're going to be your BP, and the condition 2 will be 4 fully awakened Soul Masters. Okay, you'll need 1, then you'll need 2, then you'll need 3, then you'll need 4. So you're going to need to have 4 to get advanced. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You don't get a lot of Deep Sea Silver, so don't be spreading it over the place. Focus on your 4 that you want to do. Get them fully awakened, and that way you'll be able to pass through it. Once you pass through it, you can spread it back out however much you want. But to clear initially, you need to have them. You don't need to keep them, but you need to have it at one time, 4 at the same time. So keep that in mind. In terms of other things, the celebration, this is going to be going on for today. It actually closes today, so make sure that you do get all that stuff. I pretty much used all of my mats. I purchased a bunch of shards. Okay, this is up for today as well too, so it's going to be disappearing. God Trials disappearing today as well too. Okay, so we'll be back at time limited events. They do have a spirit event up, so this is a chance to get some avatars, get a little bit of the hidden weapons and whatnot. So it's a spirit and a hidden weapon, so keep that in mind. It's going on for 3 days. Today was the first day, so it's going to be going on for 2 more days. Okay, we'll also get some new coverage, hopefully. Okay, Oscar going away today as well too, so make sure you got all of those. Make sure that you did get in the exchange that you purchased the 30 from the store and that Soul Master sale, and that you got the 40 here. You need these. Okay, that should give you a total of 100. Okay, 50 that you bought, 40 that you got from there, and 10 that they gave you inside of the first day as a login reward. Okay, we should see in a week and a half, we should see the secondary event, which will allow you to get another 20 shards, giving you 120. You'll be 10 short, but then in a few weeks after that, they'll be introducing the first SP character, and that character will have a Soul Master sale in it. It should, or you can get the final shards for Oscar. But remember, our first SP is coming up. Okay. Trying to get a list of what it is. If anybody knows what it is, shoot me up in the comments. Let me know what's coming out, what the order is. But I think we're going to have most of the Shrek 7 in there. I know we've got Mahjong in there, and we've got Wu in there, and I know we've got Tang San in there. I'm just not sure what order they're being released. It might be helpful to know. I've got enough shards to bring up 2 characters, so I can bring up Ling and then at the same time wait and pick and choose out of the SPs as to which way I want to go. Okay. Once we start getting the SPs, I will going to have to start dissolving some of my SSs. I don't see any need to keep them and put those materials to use on the other characters. Pretty sure that the SP characters are going to use the same S characters for starring. So, and like I said, I got Buku built up, and as well as a bunch of them, as you can see right in here. So I am ready to go. So I can bring 2 up without much of a trouble. The hardest part, of course, will be getting the materials. 2 attackers is pretty much the easiest way to go. Having 3 attackers is exceedingly difficult. The soul rings that you need is difficult to get. That's another reason I want to go to one tank, 1 support, 1 healer, and 2 attackers. That way I can spread out my attack resources just on 2, so it allows me to start focusing on the others. So yeah, and having 3 is just, just a little bit too much in terms of getting those materials. You're focusing, you have to focus on specific materials, and you're gathering materials for other characters. You can't use them because they're not. So I'd like to go ahead and give Ling a try and see how she gets. People who I've talked to said that bot Ling, that when she came out and put her in, said they immediately noticed a nice increase in her damage by a large amount, which leads me to believe it probably is a 70% increase in damage, okay, and attack speed, which is why they're posting much higher numbers. So I and a little bit of healing will be nice. Healing will be nice. It's not going to help me in all phases, but definitely help in the Tyrant. The only one that I have trouble surviving in is actually the Tyrant's Nest. This is where I have most of my trouble surviving. Okay, it's tough. Yeah, they hit pretty hard. He hits pretty hard. There's like 3 different stages that you have to go through. And yeah, it's a little bit difficult. So it would be nice to be able to actually be able to help and get my points up a little bit in that, so that we can get a little bit more rewards, because it does offer some nice stuff. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. Nothing else going on at this particular time. All right, so thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe. Once you subscribe, you'll see the bell. Click on it. You get notified each time I drop a video. Kenner coming at you in the corner, signing out.